Welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we're diving headfirst into an absolutely epic story of reincarnation, revenge, and, well, some seriously overpowered abilities. We're tracking the journey of a warrior who basically looks at the rules, laughs, and breaks every single limit to flip an entire noble hierarchy completely upside down. Seriously, get ready, because the sheer scale of the power, the deep mysteries, and the cinematic action we are about to unpack today is just off the charts. Okay, so picture this. What happens when a legendary hero reincarnates 3 whole centuries later, but as a complete outcast? Let's rewind a bit. 300 years ago, this fierce warrior named Hamel fought side by side with the great hero Vermouth and their legendary party to take down the demon kings. But Hamel met a really tragic end. In his final bloody moments, he makes the ultimate sacrifice to save his friends, extracting a promise from Vermouth to finish off those remaining demon kings. Hamel closes his eyes forever, only to snap them open 300 years later. He's been reincarnated, but here's the crazy twist. He is reborn right into Vermouth's own bloodline as Eugene Lionheart, a 13-year-old outcast stuck in a lowly branch family. So fast forward 3 massive centuries, right? Now, Eugene isn't just sitting around playing games like a normal teenager. Operating with the intense mindset of a battle-hardened veteran, this 13-year-old straps these ridiculously heavy weights to his body and trains ruthlessly. It's almost like he's punishing himself. His physical stats are completely, utterly unnatural for a kid his age. Honestly, his own father is secretly terrified of him. And it's not just the monstrous strength, it's his cold, emotionless eyes. I mean, the kid didn't even shed a single tear when his mother passed away. He is hyper-focused on exactly one thing: getting stronger. Right off the bat, Eugene is up against this massive inequality. The Lionheart clan is strictly, and I mean strictly, divided. The main family, they get the royal treatment, real, high-quality steel swords and elite mana magic training. But the branch family, where Eugene is, they are completely restricted. We're talking wooden swords and raw, grueling physical training only. No magic, no steel. But here's the wild part. Even holding just a literal wooden stick, Eugene's precision, his speed, and his absolutely terrifying aura are so overwhelming that he makes fully armed grown men look like absolute amateurs. And that brings us to his highly anticipated arrival at the main estate. The literal second Eugene steps foot in the main house, he gets confronted by Cyan. Cyan's this arrogant, super pampered son of the main family, and he makes the colossal mistake of immediately insulting Eugene's parents. Big mistake. Huge. Eugene doesn't just beat him, he utterly, entirely humiliates him. Moving with just lightning speed, Eugene delivers a punch so incredibly brutal it literally makes this arrogant kid throw up his lunch. When Cyan's sister runs over and accuses Eugene of secretly using mana to cheat, Eugene just looks right at her, deadpan, and drops his legendary response. "I didn't cheat. This is just pure talent." Well, that pure talent is immediately put to the ultimate test at the lineage ceremony. Think of this as a magical, deadly illusion maze packed to the brim with monsters. It was designed by the legendary Red Tower Master Lavillian. The whole goal here is for the young Lionhearts to fight their way through and prove their worth to reach the center. But what the kids absolutely do not know is that the patriarch of the family and the Tower Master are secretly watching their every single move from a hidden magical viewing tent. And wow, the power gap here is just vast. While the pampered main family kids are absolutely panicking, like literally paralyzed with fear over basic goblins, Eugene is treating this deadly, terrifying maze like a casual Sunday morning jog. He is effortlessly slicing through these hidden troll traps that were specifically designed to terrify the participants. Meanwhile, the Patriarch and the Tower Master watching from the screens, they are left absolutely speechless. They realize pretty quickly they aren't just looking at some talented kid, they are looking at an absolute monster of warfare. This whole crazy display culminates in the final boss room against a massive Minotaur. And Eugene doesn't even use flashy magic. He just methodically dismantles the thing. Step 1, he calmly walks right up to it. Step 2, he uses the beast's massive arm like a literal ladder to scale it in the blink of an eye. Step 3, he pinpoints the carotid artery. And step 4, he completely one-shots the boss before anyone watching could even process what just happened. It was a flawless, devastating victory that completely shattered the fragile pride of that main family. Because he totally dominated the ceremony, Eugene is granted the ultimate reward: access to the family's highly guarded underground treasure vault. Guys, we're talking about world-ending artifacts in here. Vermouth's own holy sword, the dragon spear Carbos, which literally breathes actual fire, and the Stormblade Wynid, which can control wind spirits. Eugene is just standing there in a room filled with the most destructive, priceless weapons in human history. But Amidst all of these world-ending, priceless weapons, Eugene's eyes lock onto something entirely different. He spots this worthless, rough red stone necklace just sitting abandoned in the vault. Now, to the patriarch, it's literal garbage. But to Eugene, it sends a massive shockwave straight through his soul. Because it's his own necklace, the exact same necklace Hummel wore 300 years ago when he died in battle. Seeing his own relic here, locked away in his old rival's vault, makes Eugene deeply question everything he thought he knew about his past. Finding that old necklace sparks a really terrifying realization for him. If Vermouth and the heroes actually won the war 300 years ago, then why are the Demon Kings still alive today? The history he knew, the history everyone knows, is a total lie. The sacrifice he made. Something is deeply, darkly wrong here. It's like a giant puzzle with missing pieces. There was a massive secret hidden in the past, and Vermouth might be right at the center of it. But actually, before he can even start to investigate, the patriarch calls Eugene into a private meeting with a life-changing offer. He wants to officially adopt Eugene into the main family. Now, the comedic timing here is just fantastic. Eugene, whose mind is operating as this battle-hardened adult trapped in a 13-year-old's body, completely, utterly misinterprets the situation. Because Cyan's sister, Seal, had been paying him so much attention lately, Eugene immediately panics. He literally blurts out that he is way too young for a political marriage to Seal. The patriarch is just completely dumbfounded. It's a hilarious misunderstanding, but ultimately, Eugene accepts the adoption, cementing his place and his father's place in the main estate. So he's in, and officially being part of the main family means Eugene finally unlocks the one thing he was denied: mana training. And he doesn't just learn any basic technique, he gets to learn the white flame formula. Now, this was Vermouth's personal, highly exclusive technique. It essentially works by splitting the user's mana core into separate stars, which allows the body to hold and generate immense explosive power. It is an incredibly complex and highly guarded family secret. Just one day. That is literally all it took for Eugene to master sensing and absorbing mana into his core using this legendary white flame formula. I mean, normal branch kids take months just to faintly feel mana. Even the so-called geniuses of the main family took at least 4 days. Eugene, he did the whole shebang in a single afternoon. He absorbed so much mana so incredibly fast that his instructor was left utterly terrified, basically calling the boy a literal monster. So to test out this massive new mana pool, Eugene grabs the Stormblade Wynyard, which is the weapon he ultimately chose from the vault, by the way, and he channels his power right into it. But by doing so, he accidentally summons a massive, swirling storm right inside his bedroom, pulling Tempest, the Wind Spirit King, straight into the mortal realm. And Tempest? He doesn't see a 13-year-old boy holding a sword. He looks straight through Eugene and delivers this chilling line. Time may pass and bodies may change, but a soul never does. He knows exactly who he's looking at. He knows it's Hamel. And because Tempest recognizes him, he drops a massive bombshell that changes the trajectory of the entire story. Tempest reveals that 300 years ago, during that final, catastrophic battle, Vermouth didn't actually fight to the death. No, instead, Vermouth sheathed his sword. He made a secret pact and intentionally spared the Demon King of incarceration. Hearing this, Eugene is just consumed by absolute blinding rage. His ultimate sacrifice, his literal death, it was all just followed by a secret, shady deal with the ultimate enemy. Driven by this incredibly dark revelation, the next 4 years just blur by in a haze of relentless, grueling training. By age 17, Eugene achieves the absolute impossible. He reaches 3 stars in the white flame formula. To put that crazy feat into perspective, remember arrogant little Cyan? He had a 7-year head start on mana training, but when Eugene unleashes his blinding, terrifying 3-star aura, Cyan is just frozen in pure shock and fear. Eugene's growth is completely unprecedented in the entire history of the Lionheart family. But here's the catch. Physical strength and a scary aura aren't enough to unravel a 300-year-old magical conspiracy. Eugene realizes he needs to truly understand magic, so he makes the tough, resolute decision to leave the Lionheart estate entirely behind and travel to Areth, which is the capital city of magic. We get this really touching moment where he says a tearful goodbye to his father, Gerhard, and then, in classic Eugene fashion, he just casually brushes off Seal's attempts to make him stay. Without a second of hesitation, he steps right into the portal, absolutely determined to find some answers. So Eugene is now ridiculously overpowered. He's armed with Vermouth's white flame, the Wind Spirit King, and the unyielding soul of a 300-year-old veteran. But as he steps through that portal into the magical city of Erythroth, we really have to ask ourselves, what dark, twisted secrets are hiding in the City of Magic? And what really happened between Vermouth and the Demon Kings 300 years ago? The truth is out there, and Eugene Lionheart is going to tear the world apart to find it. Thanks so much for joining me on The Explainer, and remember, keep questioning the history you're told.